Hope you are able to see this screen. Lecture number 12 uh, in this. So to understand today's lecture, I just want to make you all to understand this particular diagram. What is this? Is road surface texture. See, road surface texture has got so much of influence on the performance or the vehicle dynamic aspect of the vehicle, of the road vehicles. So the road surface has been characterized basically by two texture. What is it? Is called micro texture scale. You can see there are two scale, vertical scale and horizontal scale. And you see here, the tire is, the road surface is characterized by micro texture or macro texture scale. So what do you mean by micro texture and macro texture scale? Micro texture is what is the peak distance? Like if I have one peak in the tire, next peak in the one peak in the road surface and another peak in the road surface and so on. What is this distance peak to? For one first peak to the next peak, or it's called pitch or the wavelength, right? And based on that, it is described. So if it is the texture of the road is called the micro texture, it should essentially less than 0.5 mm, not even 1 mm. Look at it. So that means 0.5 mm is very difficult to see. So you should have your peak to peak of aggregates forming the road surface should be only of less than 0.5 mm, then it is called a micro texture scale. And you see again this micro texture scale is being classified as smooth micro texture scale or rough micro texture scale. So the smoothness or roughness depends upon the peaks of the aggregates. See, the road surface is basically formed by what? It will have aggregates. It will have aggregates, or it is called chippings. It's called chippings. And these aggregates are binded with the binder. There is plus binder. So what is the binder for a concrete road? It will have small stones, other sand, stones, all are binded with the cement is what is concrete road. What are called asphalt road? Same stones and sands are mixed with the binder called bitumen, that is tar. So that is what is called an asphalt road. So basically road surface would have a lot of aggregates. Aggregates are the stones or sand. All are called aggregates. And binder is one which makes them to bind together cohesively, and then you are able to lay on the ground. So if we have a full flat surface, there is no undulation at all, that is being described by macro smooth and micro smooth road surfaces. So this quadrant. So if you look at the macro texture is smooth means as well as you have micro texture also smooth. So both are smooth. There is no undulation. It's perfect flat road. There is no variation. So what is happening? You see there are stones appearing, but they don't protrude outside the surface. There is no protrusion. If you look at here, on the other hand, here it's rough and smooth. So macro rough and micro smooth road surfaces. So macro rough means you would see that when you walk, you would feel that at the foot, these all are pressing. These all stones will be protruding. So you see from one stone to the other stone, there are a lot of distance. That's why it is macro rough. And you see the undulation is quite visible or quite having a higher amplitude as well as a more wavelength. On this you see first quadrant, it is macro rough and micro rough road surface. So macro rough and both are roughness means you see it's having both undulation also more peak to peak as well as wavelength also here. So this is kind of the characteristic of the road surface. And this is what you would see generally in highways, road surfaces, asphalt roads, all. The undulation is very so much randomized, and you see that from the ideal flat surface, the peaks are very small. Sharp peaks will be there, but you see they are almost same. So this is what is most preferred road surfaces of highways and so on. Right. So why do we have to understand this road surfaces? On these road surfaces, if I have these road surfaces can be looked at in two conditions. One is of dry condition, another one is of wet condition. So during dry and wet condition, what would happen when you have a vehicle to be driven on such roads is what is very important to understand. That's what is called characteristic of tires on wet surfaces. So first, to understand the surface, we need to understand what you mean by texture. If the texture defined by this, what is that? This is 0.5 means from one peak to other peak. What is this distance? Is what is 0.5. So if it is very less, it is called micro texture. What is macro texture? If it is macro texture, it is varying between 0.5 mm till 50 mm. That means 5 centimeter. This is what is accommodating the texture called macro texture. There is also called the mega texture, wherein you will see that is going beyond 50 mm wavelength. So based on the wavelength of the protrusion, we are able to characterize micro texture road surface or macro texture road surface. So our road surface should have both micro and macro texture. So macro texture is basically described by means of the size of the aggregates, whereas the roughness or micro texture is basically described by the roughness of the road surface. That's what is very important, right? Yeah. So micro texture is related to the roughness. Micro texture, when I say it is related to roughness of the road surface, roughness of the aggregates. Rather, the road surface, you can say these aggregates. What is the roughness? Is what is describing the micro texture. The geometrical size of that is what is describing the macro texture. That's what you should see. So what would happen? You see in this, if you have water on these surfaces, what would happen? The water would be more penetrated here on this macro rough and micro rough road surface compared to that of the opposite quadrant here. The water cannot stay and it will flow out, and there won't be any water penetration inside the road. Here you'll see more water penetration. Here you'll see more water stagnant on the road surface. Here you'll have voids compared to that of the other one, lesser voids, but still you'll have water penetration on this. So this is what will happen when water surface is wet. That's what you should understand. If you have that in your mind, or you have understood this, I think today we can comfortably go ahead with understanding tire nature requirement for wet surfaces.